Hello, everyone. Welcome to Elian's Joy. I am so glad you were able to join me today. This is going to be a great episode from Elian's Joy. We're going to talk a little bit about regrets and about transformation or mindset, right? Or thoughts that determine if we are going to be resilient or not in the near future, if we can be resilient, can we even have some skills and pick up a few things that we can cultivate, as we call that, to become more resilient. Very well, I welcome you. My name is Eliane. On Eliane's Joy, this show is always about bringing some energy to you, giving you some happy smiles, and bringing you some information about the things we are thinking and the things that we are thinking that might not always be true, right? So I am a midlife and transformation coach. I have a practice in Texas. So wherever in the world you are, we can still work together because we do most of it on Zoom nowadays, right? And I'm also a fitness wellness coach. That's what I've done all my life, even before the last decade, life coaching. I have just always helped people feeling better and just kind of like come into a different mindset, right? And it all comes from the experience in a sense of my lessons I learned the hard way. And it is very easy to become aware and to become mindful of what has brought on those patterns of thinking with us and how we can change them, right? So that's what I love to do. That's what I love to share with you always. So let's talk a little bit about that growth mindset today, what we call the growth mindset, right? Not being stuck into things that were bothering us in the past, and just kind of come to a broader understanding of how we can live without regrets. In other words, that we're not going to be 95 and say, oh, I just wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. And there is so much to that. And honestly, a lot of us go through those thought patterns once in a while, even if you're younger. You don't have to be 95 for that. Sometimes we just think, well, if I would have done this or if I would have done that. And so we just constantly go back to the past and kind of still let the past determine on how we are moving through life right now. So we kind of keep being in that mindset. It could have been so much better if I would have just, right? And as women, I guess we tend to think that a little bit more than men. Not just are my clients women and men, but these shows are for women. But most of my clients are in their midlife and coming to these understandings of, yes, maybe I've always believed that, but maybe that is a limiting belief, as we call that. Maybe I was just maybe even forced to believe that, or maybe I was believing all these things about myself and my life because I mean, I was brought up that way, or I was brought up to think like that, or we all did, right? So we kind of conformed to the people around us and their thinking, the people that raised us, the people that were our friends, and what everybody was doing there. But we come to a point in life. Most of that is when we are clearly having more time and more availability to think about ourselves. And now I'm talking about women more because we come out of that phase of caretaking, maybe just the kids, the parents, we took care of our husband, we took care of everybody, right? That's what we do. We're caretakers. But somehow down the line, we forgot to take care of ourselves. And when that happens, we kind of lose that courage and we lose the adventurous zest for life sometimes, right? We just don't have that, oh, yes, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. And that's the kind of thing that I want you to have, that I want you to have every day, so that you can live with that zest of life. But we have to gain a little bit of courage, which can be nourished. And we have to go through a little bit of a transformation towards our own self, right? Who are we? What do we really like about ourselves? How do others look at us? What are great qualities? What do I not like so much about myself? And how can I fully accept that and laugh at it? I am that way. And yes, it is in my way sometimes, but I acknowledge it because I acknowledge my shortcomings. I love them, I embrace them, and I sometimes really work hard on them to change it towards others. If it's hurting others, I'll change it. I'll try to make a growth pattern there, right? And if it's not hurting anybody, but it's just kind of my little awkward things, most of the time I'm in my own way. And that is a big thing with women as well. We tend to be in our own way, even if the whole world gives us a lot of compliments and everybody says, oh, look at your accomplishments. Look at what you've done. Look at what you're doing now. I could have never done that. And if everybody is just so wonderful and joyous around you and even about you, right? And they're just happy to be around you, then we can still be very down on ourselves and very hard on ourselves. And I think that is more the case with women than with men. Men can also be really kind of blocking themselves to go forwards, right? But they'll tackle it, right? Try to get through that one thing at a time. But we are getting so overwhelmed as women. We can do a lot of things at the same time. We have those skills, we have that natural capacity to take on a lot of things at the same time. But at the same time, it might get really overwhelming and it will stress us out. And stress, as I always talk about, will have side effects, will have emotional, mental, and physical side effects, right? You start being really tired, you don't sleep anymore, you're just constantly grumpy, you're moody, things like that might all be caused by stress, symptoms of stress, right? So I talk about that a lot in my shows, in Alien's Joy, because I want to let you know that, stress and anxiety are two different things. Stress is just one of these general symptoms, right? Anxiety is when you really constantly predict the future, try to predict and control the future and think about tomorrow and the what ifs that are not even here. But it is normal, we do that. But if we want to live a little bit with courage, if we want to live a little bit stronger, if we want to manifest a little bit more that in charge feeling, right? That feeling of I am on my own stage, I can do this. Then how can we unleash that full potential that is in you? That full potential. I want to give you today 3 tips, 3 ideas, 3 thoughts to start with, to think out of that no regret, wish I would have, and more towards, yes, I can do this, I'm in control. I want to give you a few of these thoughts, of these tools, these skills that you can cultivate yourself, where you can get better at improving that resilience of being in the now, being strong and feeling empowered, and then from there move with joy towards the future. So how can we do that, right? We have to navigate a little bit through what and who we are. So in the first place, let's go to empower ourselves. The very first thing that we want to do is we want to get rid of the fear of decision making. We want to get rid of the self-esteem issues. We want to get rid of the doubt that we have towards ourselves, like, do I fit in? Am I good enough? Yes, you are. So what you can do to work on self-esteem things is just to really unleash that amazing power that you have to love and embrace yourself and to see all your accomplishments. So back at that, I'll tell you a story, right? Once I had a client, she said, well, I could just never see what I'm really good at. I just keep thinking and doubting myself and really being in that place of fear. Am I making the right decision? Am I doing this good? I don't really know. I'm asking 10 people around me all the time, which is only confusing me more because I'm getting a lot of opinions from different people. One says this, one says this, right? But I'm not really still doing it from my own power because I don't believe enough in myself. I don't think that I have the courage, that self-esteem, that self-knowledge that I can do it. And sometimes in those cases, Like in this case, I said to my client, make a list of all the things that you have done. Make a list of all the things that you have done. The things that you have done for others, the things that you have done for your family, the times that you were there for your kids, the studies that you have accomplished, the diplomas, the certifications that you have done, right? The work maybe that you have done in the past, wherever it was. How many people looked up to you in that position because you did great and you were helpful? People were glad to have you there in the store. People were glad that you were able to help them on the phone. People were glad that you delivered the newspaper every morning, even that far. They were happy to see you in that capacity. And in that capacity, go back to how much you have already accomplished and don't leave anything out. Because I think as women, we have this tendency of not taking that serious enough, what we have done. Because why? I mean, it's just, that's what we do. It's what everybody does. Why would it make us special? It's just a job as a mom or a job as a wife or a partner, right? This is just what we do, but we don't really see it as an amazing accomplishment because we forgot how much energy, sometimes love, sometimes, right? How much we put in it to just be there always for others. So let's be there for ourselves. Let's look inside, see how amazing we are, how much we have accomplished, and what a great place in your life you are. And if you think, well, but yeah, but it's a little bit late now, right? I'm in my 40s or in my 50s. No, it's not too late. You're just starting. It's only getting better. How excited can you be about that? Yes, it's only getting better because you're getting to know yourself. You're building your self-esteem. You start loving yourself again. You start doing more things for yourself so that you are going to fill your cup, so that you have enough energy to help everybody else. So that's where I'm going with that story. We have to fill our own cup before we constantly just keep giving and giving and giving. And then we just empty out so much. We get so tired and we get so overwhelmed, stressed out. That's not what we want to do. So we want to go and say, all right, I might come across a little bit more, a little bit different, right? A little bit more like to others. It's okay. It doesn't really matter what others are thinking. It really matters that you come into your own. And if you have a little bit stronger, if you are a little bit stronger, or if you're coming forward, it's a little bit more outspoken, good. People get used to that. People will respect it. And if they don't really belong in your life, right? People wouldn't encourage growth and looking at self and embracing on your own terms, life on your own terms, right? Others should be supportive of that. So let's try to come to that place where you can unleash your powers going forwards. We want to empower ourselves so that we can make empowered decisions that are good for us. And if they're good for us, they're good for everybody else. So we want to go to that empowered decision making by getting to know ourselves and by feeling wonderful growth in our self-esteem, in our confidence. And trust yourself. Trust yourself. Let's go to step number 2. Can you cultivate resilience? Yes, you can. You can improve your strength. You can get better at life. It's my quote, right? Life doesn't get any easier, but you get better at it. You do, you will. You have to be open to that, of course. It's hard to work with people that say, I just don't want to change. I just want to be miserable. Sure, that's okay if you want to be miserable. Not my business. I want to help you. If you don't, that's okay. If you don't believe that you can do and really grow into something different. But can you cultivate resilience? Can you cultivate that strength, that inner strength inside you so that you can stand stronger on your own in life? So that whatever comes at you, you're not overwhelmed, you're not stressed out, you're not, over all over the place and insecure, and you start doubting, and your negative thinking comes back up, right? Let's not care. Well, I know you care about others, I care about others, but let's care about what we are doing and how we are responding, reacting to all these things in life. Let's cultivate that resilience, right? You have to get connected with your inner self. You have to build that strong positive relationship with yourself, with others too. But you have to be really in a good place. And I want you to be really in a good place when it comes to you. No doubt, building that resistance. And you can also build resilience and resistance to the things of life when you are making the days meaningful and you are more into an awareness, into that mindfulness mindset, right? Into that, look, it's okay. It's okay what I have. It's okay what I'm doing. My plans are good. I'm really trying to do a few small things that might make a big change for me. It doesn't even have big things. It doesn't have to be big things, right? We go small steps. I always go small steps. So small steps forward that are going to ultimately make a big change for yourself in everyday life. And small steps might just be that mindfulness, that awareness. Because what it does is that it places you in your attitude of gratitude. And if you see that gratitude, that will help build your resilience, that will build your strength. It is a more meaningful day. It is a more thoughtful day. You have more thoughtful moments, more mindful moments in there, and they will really create that strength and that resilience inside you so that the rest all doesn't look so difficult anymore. It is really true. I have seen many, many stories where people always thought that the outcome was going to be per se negative because their life was just difficult. But like I said, I had a client that was always thinking, this is not for me. How can you then, and how can I make him or her, in this case, a him, but how can I make him believe that he's worthy of everything, and so worthy of all good, and so worthy of creating and having happy thoughts and a better life moving forwards? If we start believing that we're worthy in everything that we do, because we are unique and we have a purpose just to be here, and whatever that purpose is for you, to be a great mom or to be a great spouse or to create a wonderful career for yourself, whatever that purpose is, you will give that away when you feel that happy space of that purpose. As long as you don't lose yourself along the way. If your purpose is to make an amazing life for your family, because family is important for you, that is your purpose. You are really hoping to create a beautiful family life for everybody, including yourself. Then for everybody should come last for you and everybody else, because we have a tendency to leave ourselves on the sideline and tend to others only, right? So we want to tend to ourselves. We want to come into that meaningful moment to create that gratefulness for yourself and then say, I'm going to go move from here. And so you can learn from these experiences that you can see all of a sudden where you say, yeah, that's true. I would tell my client, would say, at this moment, you changed my thinking into really appreciating myself and to put a value on myself. So now I stand strong in life because I know I have a purpose. I have things to do. And I do it because only I can do that. I can make it real. I am so happy that I am the one that can make this happen. And now my client stood outside and said, I'm going to take care of everybody else because I took care of myself and I feel so much better in such greater place. I really see my value. I really see my worth. And so now I can be there for others. without forgetting to feed my own worth, right? The third one here today that we want to take care of is that if you are always in a kind of like a small mindset, right? How can I say that? You're always thinking, oh well, I'll do something about it when it happens, then that will not make you very resilient because it will throw you off. And stress will come your way, and pain will come your way, and loss and grief will come your way, and horrible things will come your way. And then you go, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't feel strong. And this is what I don't deserve any better. And I just don't know what to do about it. All these things that we can tell ourselves that will throw us back into a place of not feeling worthy, losing our confidence and self-esteem. And so at that point, not being strong and not being resilient, so that later on we still have to say, I regret that so much. And the whole purpose here is that if we are being more resilient and strong, we can control more of what we want so that we don't regret anything. We can control more of what we love so that we don't regret that later on. We can control what we do, where we stand for, where we want to go, what we want for others. And so if we create that strength and resilience, then we don't have to have regrets. And so if we are in a mindset of being reactive, then it will always overwhelm you. I can tell you that from my own experience. I was always waiting for everything to be in place. And then when something would happen, I would react to it. And if I don't like it, I would even be more upset. I'd be really, really stressed out about it. Thinking, oh, it didn't go my way. But honestly, I didn't do anything to manifest how I would like to see it. Or what is it then, my way? A lot of my patients and clients say, again, how many times do I say this? Every show probably. I do know what I don't want, but I do not know what I do want. Well, point number 2 was where you could take care of yourself every day and come into that mindset and awareness and that mindfulness of where you can see totally, you can feel that you are getting stronger in knowing what you want and seeing your own value and your uniqueness. And at that point, you can take steps forwards. And number 3, be more proactive. Because if we're proactive, we're fully in it. That doesn't mean that you have to be bossy like I am, or trying to control everything. That doesn't work either, right? And so then I just have to laugh because now I can see it if I'm going that route, right? I just want to control it. No, but I do want to control verbalizing, communicating, and finding support for what I need and what I would like to see for myself, what my wants are, what my dreams are, where I would like to be. And if I can verbalize and communicate that, manifest it, it will come into place. You have to have patience, but it will fall into place. It will fall into place. I promise you that. But you are now in a resilient, I am now in a resilient place so that it cannot, whatever is going to happen, is not going to throw us off so bad that we have to start all the way at the beginning. Right? So we're climbing 5, maybe fall back 1 step. Climbing 6 more, maybe stay on number 4 or 5. But we're not going back down. We're not going to go back to that place where we didn't know who we are, we didn't know what we want, we doubted ourselves, we had little confidence or self-esteem. And those things were constantly circling us in a pattern of negative thinking. And I have been there. That's what I wrote about in my book, 60 Miles from Neiman's. And that is what my new course is about, No Regrets. You will find all about this new course on my social media, and you can always ask for information, of course. But the upcoming webinar, the new course about No Regrets, more and more of these nuggets to move forwards in life with strength and resilience and the capacity to dominate, in a sense of to get where you want. You have to dream. Now we're going to make an action plan and we're going to put that forwards, right? We have to have those plans. We have to have these ideas. And I can help you put yourself into that amazing place of better, more, good self-esteem. Better, even more, great self-esteem, confidence. Yes, it is not the case that we're going to be endless, indestructible. Of course not. I go through really difficult times, and so do my colleagues in the industry, so do other coaches. We all have life, but life will not get any easier. You will get better at it. And that's what I want to wrap it up with. That is honestly what I talk about. If you are willing and open to grow, you don't have to change, you grow. Your thinking is just unlimited. I mean, you can just add so much new things, new thinking to where you are already at. Just to make it more interesting and make it more exciting and just have more insight, right? And you'll be better equipped to bounce back from all kind of things that are be, the challenges and the choices that you have in life. You really, really, really get better at it. So that becomes easier. Yes, there will be challenges. Yes, there will be difficulties. Yes, there will be choices to make. But if it's difficult, it is afterwards, if you look back, a lot easier because you were in charge. You were in charge. I can help you with that any day, anytime. Just that resilience, that strength. Reach out to me if you want to improve that. And if you want to look for more nuggets to improve resilience and to have no regrets. These great words of life, right? I want you to have no regrets. And, well, I have a few, but I got over it. They're not going to matter now. Nor guilt, nor shame. So we have to move forward. So reach out to me, elianhaan.com. And you can also email me, info@elianhaan.com. I would love for you to reach out if you need anything. My book, 60 Miles from Neiman's, is available on Amazon. Grab that and reach out anytime if you need help or if you want more information about the course. And I will see you next week on Win Win Women TV, where we bring great content. We care, we collaborate, we have great content every week for you to thrive in life. And I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for watching today. And thank you, everybody who was watching on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV. Just come on and join every weekend. Bye, I'll see you next week. Thank you.